Hey guys, I'm going to be rating all 151 original Pokemon from a scale of 1 to 5. So without further ado, let's get right to it.
Bulbasaur, super cute. Love the design. He's a little weird, but I think the weirdness of his design adds character. Like it makes him not be just a basic cute generic character. The weirdness kind of adds a little bit of personality. So Bulbasaur, I think he's a great Pokemon, great design. I'll give him a 5 out of 5. I think he's quintessential Pokemon. Ivysaur is just an iteration on Bulbasaur's design. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking, right? It's just kind of one of those middle stage, intermediate, work in progress kind of designs, but that's what it's meant to be. That's what its function is. It does the job. The design does the job that it was supposed to do. So I'll give Ivysaur a 3 out of 5. Venusaur is fantastic. Fantastic design. It's perfect because it fulfills the promise of Bulbasaur. You know? It's like you get this cute little frog dinosaur creature, and the payoff is it's a real monster in the end. Epic. Love Venusaur. 5 out of 5. Charmander is great. He's really good. He's absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna say Charmander is a 5. 5 out of 5. 10-year-old me, like 10-year-old anybody. Charmander is just ideal. So great design. 5 out of 5. Charmeleon. I like that he changes to red. You know, he's a little edgy. You know, he gives me like middle school bully vibes. And maybe the people who grew up with Pokemon, like me, kind of could relate to just being full of angst or something. Yeah, very, very teenager vibe. But I don't think Charmeleon does as good a job in the evolutionary line as Ivysaur did for the Bulbasaur line. As in, I don't think it's the perfect intermediate bridge to the final evolution. So I'm gonna say Charmeleon is a 2. Yeah, Charizard's a great design. I mean, it's everything you wanted Charmander to be. Right? Like, it fulfills the promise of Charmander's design. So, yeah, because see, with Charmeleon, when you're on Charmeleon, maybe you're getting a little worried. You're like, you get this little cool Charmander, and then he turns into Charmeleon, and you're like, okay, cool, but where is this going? And then it evolves into Charizard, and yeah, we're so back. 5 out of 5. Charizard, great design. Fantastic. Squirtle is fantastic. I mean, I can't find any issues with Squirtle's design. He is, the perfect first stage starter Pokemon. Excellent. 5 out of 5. Wartortle. Yeah, these middle stage evolutions, they're always hard. They're always hard for the starters to rank these middle stages. I think it's pretty much on par with Ivysaur, so I'm gonna say it's a 3 out of 5. Blastoise, great design, but I think now that we've gone through all the starters, I think it's fair to compare them. And I think of the 3, but he does have the twin cannons. And that is pretty awesome. But I just personal, I mean, Blastoise is cool, but I think the other two are more iconic, more interesting than Blastoise. So, Blastoise is gonna get a 4 out of 5. I don't like Caterpie. It gives me... It feels like it should be like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm gonna say Caterpie is 2 out of 5. Metapod... I mean... He's fine. He's just a cocoon. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a cocoon design, right? I mean, he's just, again, he's supposed to be the bridge to the final evolution. So, I'm gonna say Metapod is same as Caterpie, 2 out of 5. Butterfree is cute, really cute. I like Butterfree. I think it's a good design. I think it's cute, but also stays true to... It's very bug, right? Like, it's cute, but it's also very bug. It's not... they're not catering, right? It just happens to be cute, but it's very much still a bug Pokemon. I think Butterfree is a 3 out of 5. I like Weedle better than Caterpie. Off design. Looking at it now, I like it a little more than Caterpie, but not like that much more than Caterpie. So, 2 out of 5. Okay. I like Kakuna a lot more than Metapod. Kakuna is better. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be comparing, but I think Kakuna is way cooler than Metapod. There's something about that guy. Yeah. I like Kakuna. I'm gonna say he is a 3 out of 5. Hell yeah. I like Beedrill. I like Beedrill a lot. I think it's a really good design, you know? It starts getting into the territory of maybe a little too complex, but no, not really. I think it does justice and fulfills the promise of the evolutionary line, and I like Beedrill a lot. This might be too high. Maybe I'll come back and change it, I don't know. But I'm gonna say Beedrill is a 5 out of 5. I think Beedrill serves its purpose, and it's a great design.
Pidgey's pretty basic. You know, sometimes it's hard to do these Gen 1 Pokemon because they're really the blueprint, you know, of what... I mean, at this point, what a good monster collecting design should be. So it's hard, but I think I'm going to say Pidgey... Pidgey is cute. 2 out of 5. I think this evolution line should have just been 2 stages. I think it should have just been Pidgeotto into Pidgeot. I like Pidgeotto. 3 out of 5. Pidgeot's pretty cool. Just maybe I'm not a huge fan of this line. It's all right. Just a Pidgey with long hair, little aggro. 2 out of 5. You know, within the context of Pokemon, I think there are better rodent designs. 1 out of 5. Not a fan of Rattata. I like Raticate a little bit better. You know, he really gives me the grime of like a New York City rat, you know? There's something about him. He's tried and tested. He's carried a couple pizza slices down the subway. 3 out of 5. Spiky red Pidgey. 2 out of 5. His head is really weird looking. I don't like Fearow. 1 out of 5. Ekans. He's 2 out of 5. I like Arbok. Arbok's a good design for me. 4 out of 5. Arbok's really good. I love the design on his little like neck thing. It's good. Arbok's a good design. What can you say about Pikachu? Let's be honest. I mean, he's the mascot of the biggest franchise in the world for a reason, right? And, just looking at, if I didn't know who Pikachu was and knew nothing about Pokemon somehow, it's still so cute. Pikachu, it's just a great design. And not only is it super cute, it's a creative design. Like, it's not like a basic, like, design. It's a good design. Pikachu, 5 out of 5. I don't really like Raichu that much, especially since, we're coming from Pikachu, and this is what Pikachu becomes. This is Pikachu's final result. 1 out of 5. Sorry to the Raichu fans. He's cool. Little guy. 3 out of 5. Not offensive. Kind of cute. Sandslash is really cool. Sandslash is awesome. Spiky, sharp, and cute as well. I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 5. I'm comfortable with that, I think. Nidoran, female. Another rodent. Better than Rattata, though. 2 out of 5. Nidorina. It's like a bigger, bigger version, more mature version of Nidoran female. I'd give it a 2 out of 5 as well. I don't really like Nidoqueen that much. It's better than the other two. 3 out of 5. Okay, it's not bad. 3 out of 5. Nidoran male. Yeah, same as the other Nidoran, I think. 2 out of 5. Nidorino, 2 out of 5. I like Nidoking. I think Nidoking's really cool looking, Like, I like Nidoking a lot. He looks powerful, he looks like he's a force to be reckoned with. And if I caught a Nidoran, I'd be happy if he became that. So I just think Nidoking is great. 4 out of 5. I was never a fan. I don't like the little, pill kind of things that it has under its eyes. I think that actually is genuinely off-putting. It looks like a tumor or something. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Clefairy. 1 out of 5. Clefable. 1 out of 5. I think Vulpix is really cute. 4 out of 5. Regular Ninetales. Original Ninetales. 4 out of 5. Alolan Ninetales. 5 out of 5. Alolan Ninetales is a huge improvement on the original design. You know what? Actually, no, I changed my mind. Regular Ninetales, 3 out of 5. Alolan Ninetales, 5 out of 5. Huge improvement on the design. I'm glad they reworked the design. Fantastic on the Alolan version. Jigglypuff's awesome. Iconic. I've played Smash Bros before, so I'm a little biased. I will admit. 5 out of 5. Jigglypuff is iconic. Even in the anime also elevated Jigglypuff a lot with the singing and the drawing. You know how it is. Yes, call me biased, but Jigglypuff gets a 5 out of 5. Jigglypuff should have just been a single stage Pokemon. Let's be honest. Like, even Game Freak agrees with me, right? Like, they made Screamtail, which was just, and no one likes Wigglytuff, let's be honest. 1 out of 5. I think Zubat's a great design. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome how they emphasize how bad its eyesight is. Like, you know how bats rely on sonar and sound and all that? I love how that is so, like, exaggerated in the design. So I really like Zubat. Annoying as hell in the games, but 5 out of 5. I think it's a fantastic design. Golbat, yeah, not as good as Zubat. Zubat even has, like, endearing qualities to it, but Golbat, nah. Golbat's, like, a 2 out of 5. Oddish is okay. There's not really much to Oddish, to be honest. I'm just gonna say that's 2 out of 5. Love Gloom. Gloom is cool. I love that Gloom is drooling and looks just absolutely plastered. Uh, I'm gonna give Gloom a 4 out of 5. I like Gloom. Gloom is just wasted. Absolutely wasted. I like Violet. I think Violet Bloom is great. It's oddish, but like done right. And yeah, fantastic. I like Violet Bloom a lot. 5 out of 5. I'm a big fan. This might be a little weird, but I've always liked Paris. Not the city. The Pokemon. Paris is really cool. 5 out of 5. I really like Paris. I don't know why. Parasect kind of scares me with those eyes. Like, he gives me the creeps, you know? I usually don't get creeped out, like, in general, but, like, that brother gives me the creeps. 5 out of 5 for giving me the creeps. Venonat's a great design. The colors go well. The colors go really... 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for Venonat here. Venomoth's all right. I feel like it had potential to be better. I think Venonat's a much better design, and I think people who raise a Venonat will be disappointed in Venomoth. So Venomoth is a 2 out of 5. Yeah, I don't really like Diglett. I've never really liked Diglett. He's fine. 2 out of 5. 3 Diglets. Literally, and you know, I actually like the Alolan version so much more than original Diglett. Like, Doug Trio, like, original Doug Trio is just literally 3 Diglets. Like, nothing has changed. It's just 3 Diglets arranged in, like, the order of their height. And that's it. There's, like, nothing else that's different. And maybe that's, like, part of the gimmick. But, yeah, I'm not really a fan of Doug Trio. Alolan Doug Trio, that's a different story. So I'm going to say original Doug Trio is a 2 out of 5. And Alolan Doug Trio, because of the stupid hair, is gonna get a 4 out of 5. I just love that they did that. I feel like they went back to Duck Trio's design and was like, yo, let's actually, like, add something to this. Meowth is a classic. You know, with some of these, it's kind of hard because of, you know, the nostalgia that goes with all of these. But for Meowth, I'm gonna give Meowth a 4 out of 5. I love just the gold bar on its forehead. I think it's striking, and obviously all the memories that I have with the anime and all that stuff, I guess they subconsciously factor in. I don't like Persian as much as Meowth. I think it loses something. It loses a little bit of that personality when it evolves, and Persian feels more like a basic cat. So 2 out of 5 for Persian. Psyduck is also, its identity is so heavily tied to the anime, so it is a little hard to distinguish it from its anime counterpart, but I'm gonna say Psyduck is a 3 out of 5. This might be unpopular, but I like Golduck's design better than Psyduck's design. I'm trying as much as possible to keep the anime out of this and just go based off design. So I like Golduck better than Psyduck. 4 out of 5. I think Mankey's really cool. The pig monkey Pokemon. I actually like it quite a lot because something about its design, it has a ton of personality and it's just kind of a weird Pokemon. But it's cool. I'm going to say Mankey is a 4 out of 5. I like Primeape more than Mankey. Well, no, I think as designs, they're pretty on par. So I'm going to give Primeape a 4 out of 5. Growlithe's pretty cool, but nothing outstanding. So I'm going to say 3 out of 5. With Arcanine's design, it looks simple, but there's like quite a bit of design sensibility to it. Like how everything is like pointy, and it's like purposely pointy. It really works with what it was going for. So Arcanine gets a 5 out of 5. It looks great in this picture that I'm looking at. With Poliwag, I really like the whole swirly thing on its belly, but I don't know, its small mouth is just kind of weird. I don't know, I don't like it. 2 out of 5. Poliwhirl. He's alright. I don't have too many crazy thoughts about Poliwhirl. 3 out of 5. I like Poliwrath because it's just Poliwhirl but angry. And I think that's pretty funny because you give him the Water Stone and he just gets mad and a little more buff. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. Poliwrath, 4 out of 5. What is Abra? Abra is pretty weird, but I like its design a lot. I feel like it was pretty intentional, kind of looks like a mannequin. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like Abra. I'm going to give Abra a 4 out of 5. I think Kadabra is awesome. I think, yeah, Kadabra's fantastic. I think it's a great design. I love its, like, massive tail. It's like, its tail is, like, its biggest body part for some reason. And, I mean, obviously the classic spoon, just holding a spoon. Yeah, he's really cool. I like Kadabra a lot. I'm going to give Kadabra a 5 out of 5. One of my favorites of this gen. Alakazam, I like Alakazam a lot, but I don't like it as much as Kadabra. I think Kadabra has a better design than Alakazam, but Alakazam's still pretty good. I'm going to give Alakazam a 4 out of 5. Now, I don't like Machop. He just looks like a skinny dude. I think that's kind of weird. I don't like his eyes. And yeah, I think Machop's a little weird for me. I'm going to say 1 out of 5. I really don't like him. Machoke is just funny to me. See, Machop wasn't funny. Machop was just weird. But Machoke, I feel like they've exaggerated some of his features in a way that makes him funny for some reason. So Machoke, I'm gonna say Machoke's a 3 out of 5. Way better than Machop. I'm down for Machamp because, see, with the earlier evolutions, they look a little too much like an actual guy. But with the 4 arms, now like the design has gone to a place where, you can easily see that it's not just a dude. I mean, it has like 4 weird muscly arms. So Machamp, he's pretty cool. I'll say 4 out of 5. Bellsprout is whatever. Bellsprout's okay. It's nothing special, but it's not really that offensive either. It's just like, bleh, whatever. I'm gonna say 2 out of 5 for Bellsprout. Yeah, not feeling Weepin' Bell much either. He's okay. He's on par with Bellsprout. 2 out of 5. Yeah, Victory Bell, see, they did it right. Like, Bellsprout and Weepin' Bell were not that cool, but they were building to something. And Victory Bell makes it worth it. So with Victory Bell, I like him a lot. It's like a Venus flytrap. Yeah, it's a cool Pokemon, and it got a Mega recently, so that's cool as well. I'm gonna say Victory Bell is a 4 out of 5. Tentacle is pretty creepy. It is really creepy. It is a cool design though. I'm looking at it and it is a cool design. I actually do like it. The more I look at it. I'm gonna say it's a 4 out of 5. It's like the longer I stared at it, the more I liked it. I like Tentacruel as well. Same on par with Tentacool. Really good. 4 out of 5. I know Geodude's a classic, but I mean, there's not really too much to him. Let's be honest, right? It's just a rock with arms. 2 out of 5 for Geodude. I don't really like Graveler. I think there are other rock Pokemon and other gens that are better than Graveler. Yeah, I really don't like him. 1 out of 5. Here's another case where the final evolution actually is worth it. Yeah, I think Golem is really cool. And yeah, it is a bit strange that Graveler turned into Golem, because they look so different. You know, like when you look at Graveler, you can't really see it becoming Golem. So it's kind of a strange one, but I like Golem. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. I thought about it for a little bit. 3 out of 5. Ponyta's really cute. It's shiny is really cool as well. Yeah, I think Ponyta's pretty solid. I feel like Ponyta kind of gets is one of those Pokemon that gets forgotten about. Is that true? I don't know. I feel like it is, but I think it's a good design. I'm gonna say it's a 3 out of 5. Rapidash is okay. Well, Rapidash is pretty good. Same as Ponyta, 3 out of 5. I like Slowpoke. I think he's just so derpy. I love how derpy, the original derpy guy. I love Slowpoke. I think I'm gonna give Slowpoke a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna say Slowbro is a 4 out of 5. I like Slowbro a lot. It's really cool how, I guess this is like from the anime. I don't know if this is confirmed. I think it is confirmed in the games as well, but I love how a Shelder kind of bites a Slowpoke's tail, and then they both kind of like semi-evolve. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I think Slowbro is awesome. 4 out of 5. Magnemite's okay. I think this is the first like object, like man-made looking Pokemon that we've ever gotten. So yeah, I guess that's something. But yeah, he's all right. 2 out of 5. 3 Magnemites, and they've done this. They really like this concept of just taking the first stage being one thing, and then the second stage just being 3 things. It's the second time they've done it this generation, and they do it many more times across the series. And I don't think Magneton is really the best implementation of it. It's okay. All that being said, I like it better than Magnemite. I'm gonna say 3 out of 5. Farfetch'd, he's cool. I like his leak. You know, I mean, that's like his defining trait, so that's pretty cool. I like Galarian Farfetch'd way more. I think Galarian Farfetch'd is a really cool spin on the original Farfetch'd. So I'm gonna say original Farfetch'd a 2 out of 5, and Galarian Farfetch'd a 3 out of 5. For me, Doduo, it's not very memorable. I think the design, other than having 2 heads, it's a pretty plain design. So I think I'm gonna say Doduo is a 2. Other than adding an extra head, I think there is a lot more going on in Dodrio's design than Doduo's design. Yeah, I think it's cool, and it's cool that each head has kind of a different expression. And then it has things going on its head. It has a different looking tail. It's pretty cool. I like Dodrio. I'm gonna say it's a 3 out of 5. Okay, I know I said this about some of the other Pokemon, but Seal is truly the most forgettable Pokemon in the entire franchise, I think. Yeah, a 1 out of 5. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Dewgong either, but I will say Dewgong is a lot cuter than Seal. So it is an improvement on Seal, but it's still not that good. 2 out of 5. Grimer's okay. Actually, no, I don't like Grimer. I changed my mind. I don't like him. 1 out of 5. I don't like Muck either. Though Alolan Muck is so crazy looking that I think it's fine. Okay, I will say 2 out of 5 for regular Muck and 3 out of 5 for Alolan Muck. Shelter's fine. Shelter's pretty good. Nothing crazy, but solid. Don't have many issues with it. 3 out of 5. There's something about Cloyster that's... Yeah, I'm not sure. There's something strange about Cloyster. 2 out of 5. I like Ghastly. Ghastly's cool. It has a personality. Just off its design, it has a personality. Ghastly gets a 4 out of 5. Haunter's really cool. I love Haunter. Also, again, he was really cool in the anime, and I have pretty good memories of that whole little arc he had with Ash. Yeah, I think 4 out of 5 for Haunter. Now he's a classic. Gengar is a all-time classic. Yeah, I think Gengar's great. I've used him in so many of the Pokemon games, so many different times. So I think Gengar's really cool, iconic Pokemon. Literally, when you boot up the original Red and Blue, Gengar's right there, front and center, you know? So, yeah, Gengar's a classic. I'm going to say 5 out of 5. I think over time, a lot of Onix's aura has faded, I think. You know, I feel like Onix used to have a lot more aura back in the day, but I think he fell off, and I think I'm going to give him a 2 out of 5. I know everyone hates on Drowsy, and I hate on Drowsy too. 1 out of 5. I actually think Hypno's a little better than Drowsy, but not much better. I think I'll say 2 out of 5. Yeah, Krabby's alright. I'm not really a fan. I think they've done Krabs better somewhere else in this series. I don't have too much to say about it. 2 out of 5. Kingler's okay, better than Krabby, but he's just alright. 3 out of 5. Voltorb, 2 out of 5. Electrode has a bit more personality than Voltorb. So I'm going to say Electrode is a 3 out of 5. I don't really like Execute. I never have. I'm going to say it is a 2 out of 5. I think Executor is really cool. Distance of its Alolan form just brings up the entire line for me. So, I think Executor is going to get a 4 out of 5. Some of the Pokemon trading card game like art has made me like Cubone a lot more. So I think Cubone's pretty cool. I'm actually going to give it a 4 out of 5. I like Marowak as well, but I don't know if it's just me. I don't like him as much as Cubone. I don't know. I think he loses something. But Marowak's still fine. 3 out of 5. Hitmonlee's kind of strange. I don't have too many feelings about Hitmonlee. It's a 2 out of 5. Yeah, Hitmonchan, I think it's going to get the same rating as Hitmonlee's. 2 out of 5. I mean, Lickitung's just all right. I think I'm going to say it's a 2 out of 5. Coughing is a lot better than Grimer. Like, if we had to compare, I think Coughing has a lot more going on and is a lot more interesting to look at than Grimer was. I don't know if it's just the picture that I'm looking at, but It looks pretty good here. So 4 out of 5. Weezing also I like. So I think it's an evolution that does add something and doesn't lose too much. So I think Weezing is going to get a 4 out of 5. Rhyhorn's really cool. I think just the way the armor on its body is designed is pretty cool. Pretty intimidating looking Pokemon. So yeah, I like it a lot. 4 out of 5 for Rhyhorn. Yeah. Same thing with Rhydon. I think Rhydon's a really cool design, and the fact that it has like a drill on its face is pretty crazy. It's a good design. It's a really creative and cool looking design. It's a 4 out of 5. Chansey's pretty iconic, but I'm not a huge fan of Chansey, to be honest. I think I'm gonna say Chansey's a 2 out of 5. Tangela is actually really cute and just kind of interesting to look at. I really like how the vines are drawn. It's pretty nice. I think the design's pretty cute. I'm gonna say Tangela is a 4 out of 5. I'd rather have an actual kangaroo Pokemon than Kangaskhan, but it's not the worst. But I don't like it too much. I'm gonna say it's a 2 out of 5. I don't have too much to say about Horsey. It's a 2 out of 5. Seadra is an improvement on Horsey, but not by much. It's not too appealing for me. I think we'll get to Kingdra in a future video, I think, but Seadra, I think Seadra is a 3 out of 5. Goldine's pretty cool. I like Goldine's color scheme. It's the orange and the white. I think it goes really well. So I think I'll give Goldeen a 3 out of 5. I like Goldeen more than Seeking. So I think, but Seeking isn't terrible. It's okay. I think I'm gonna just keep it the same as Goldeen, 3 out of 5. Staryu is pretty bizarre, kind of alien-looking Pokemon. I think it's a good design. I'm gonna say it is a 3 out of 5. Now, Starmie I like even more than Staryu, and what they did with the Mega, I think that was great. I know a lot of people didn't really like that, but I thought it was hilarious. It's Mega Evolution. So I think just for that, it gets a bump. So I'm gonna say Starmie is a 4 out of 5. Nah, not really a fan of Mr. Mime. I don't think he's the worst ever, but not much of a fan. 2 out of 5. Scyther's a classic. I really like Scyther. It's a very cool, classic design, you know? Most kids thought Scyther was super cool, like on the playground, you know? Like, Scyther, he's a classic. Like, you just take a look at him and he's like, yeah, that's a cool looking Pokemon. So I'm gonna say Scyther is a 4 out of 5. Jinx. Nah. I don't like certain things that are part of Jinx's design. It's just a weird Pokemon. Very weird. 1 out of 5. Do think just the color scheme works. So I'm gonna say Electabuzz is a 3 out of 5. I'm not sure about Magmar. I think it's on par with Electabuzz. I think that's fair. 3 out of 5. I like bug Pokemon, just in general. I think they've always been pretty cool. And Pinsir is a cool Pokemon, but he's not as cool as Scyther. I think, because I know that Pinsir and Scyther are kind of like counterparts. I'm going to give Pinsir a 3 out of 5. I actually like Tauros. It's a pretty simple design, but I don't know why. It just works for me. I'm going to say Tauros is a 4 out of 5. Magikarp is pretty darn iconic. That's for sure. As a design, it actually does have features that are interesting and eye-catching. So I think Magikarp, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Another classic, Gyarados. Gyarados is awesome. Its shiny is even more awesome. I'm a fan of Gyarados. Iconic Pokemon. 5 out of 5. Lapras is a super cute Pokemon. Again, another iconic Pokemon. Even the surf animations in the early games are based on Lapras, so I think Lapras is iconic. It's extremely cute. It's a 4 out of 5. Great design. Now, obviously, Ditto as it is just a pink blob, but it's what Ditto can do, and I mean, its whole thing is being able to transform into anything, right? That's its whole gimmick. And I think that's pretty sick. I love what Ditto is in this franchise. Even because of Pokopia, I think it's even more iconic now. So I think I'm going to say Ditto is a 5 out of 5. I'm going to be honest. I think I don't agree with the way they're trying to make Eevee be like Pikachu's counterpart as a mascot. I mean, Eevee's cool. No hate. Like, I think it's pretty cool, but I don't like how they're forcing it to be the second mascot. I don't think it's as cute as Pikachu. 3 out of 5. I know there's a lot of weird internet stuff about Vaporeon, but that's not going to affect these ratings. I'm just purely based on design. Vaporeon is a 4 out of 5. It's a good design. I love Jolteon. He's always been my favorite evolution. So yeah, Jolteon is a personal favorite of mine, and I think I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5. I was going to go and hate on Flareon, but looking at it here in this art, he's cute. Flareon's really cute. I still think Vaporeon and Jolteon are better than Flareon. So I'm going to give Flareon a 3 out of 5. Porygon is such a peculiar Pokemon, especially the fact that it was part of the first 151. It's interesting. I kind of like it just for that reason. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I don't like his eyes. His eyes are a little too beady for me, you know? Spiral Pokemon. 2 out of 5. Yeah, I don't like Omastar. No. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. I'm gonna say he is a 2 out of 5. He's okay. I like him better than Omanite. I'm gonna say Kabuto is a 3 out of 5. I really like Kabutops. I think he's sick. He's sick. I think, though, he has fallen off. I think back in the day, Kabutops was considered way cooler than he is now. But I still like him. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5. I like Aerodactyl, and I think his Mega is really cool as well. Yes, clearly Pokemon did pick a favorite in the fossils, and it's clearly Aerodactyl. And I think Aerodactyl is pretty cool, though, to be fair. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 5. I mean, Snorlax is another iconic Pokemon. Like, with especially some of these Gen 1 Pokemon, it's hard because some of them have been around for so long and have become so iconic that it's hard to separate that from the actual design. Even if I'd never seen Snorlax before, I still think it's a great design. And I feel like it expresses so much just from its design. So, for me, Snorlax is a 5 out of 5. Now, Articuno, it just doesn't look like a legendary. I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look like a legendary Pokemon. And it is a legendary Pokemon, so I think that's a problem, you know? I'm not a fan, really. 1 out of 5. I'm not a fan of Articuno. I think I just have a thing for spiky electric type Pokemon. I don't know, maybe there's just something that's triggering in my brain. But I think Zapdos is cool as hell. 4 out of 5 for Zapdos. Yeah, I don't really like Moltres either, to be honest. But I like him more than Articuno, so I'm going to say Moltres is a 2 out of 5. Yeah, it's a pretty basic design. I know that's what the intention was, but yeah, it does the job. 3 out of 5. Dragonair is fantastic. Great design, very majestic looking, very dignified, and very cute. Fantastic. A big fan of Dragonair. Dragonair gets a 5 out of 5. I like Dragonite a lot, actually. I think Dragonite is just, you know, your friendly neighborhood dragon. Dragonite gives me good vibes for sure, but I don't like it as much as Dragonair, but I still like it a lot, so I'm gonna give Dragonite a 4 out of 5. Mewtwo is an awesome design. Just, again, another iconic Pokemon. And it's really strange. Like, it is a very strange looking creature, but it still manages to be so cool as well. So I think it's an excellent design. It is one of the most iconic Pokemon ever, and I think it'll continue to be one of the most iconic Pokemon for a while. So Mewtwo is a 5 out of 5. Last but not least is Mew. There's not too much going on with Mew, but it's still super cute, and the lore behind Mew is really interesting. So I think I'm gonna give Mew a 4 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought, and see ya.